Yeah. MD.
Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah, back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, is another crochet hair install video. In today's crochet hair, as you also saw from the title, is the Rast-A-Fri twist out curl hair. And as you can see from the packaging, I have it in the color GT1B30. So it is an ombre color. I'm finally learning what the ombre colors are with this brand. This brand has so many colors that sometimes I'm picking and choosing. I'm like, is the HM ombre? No. Is the F ombre? No. Is the TT ombre? No. The GT is their ombre color. My hair is braided down. Let me lean in a little bit so you can see the braid pattern. A little bit of a difference. I mean, it's majority straight back. These got a little curvature to the sideage for a little different look, but it is in essence all going straight back, coalescing into my signature little back area that you guys always have concerns about, like that must hurt. I've been wearing crochet hair for 5 years. I couldn't do this for 5 years and my head hurt, or I can't lay down comfortably, or something of that like. No. So this is my braid pattern. Now taking the hair out of the packaging, I spent my own money. I bought this hair from GMBS Hair. You guys know that's one of the only sites that I can actually buy Rast-A-Fri hair from. This is a heavily West Coast brand, although I hear rumblings that some stores in Central U.S. is starting to dip their toe in, and I'm sure eventually East Coast stores will get them too. Now, this is what the hair looks like in the packaging. You guys will see it in my head in a quick second, but just wanted to show you. Feels very unique. It feels very unique. It's not super soft, which I'm happy about. You guys know super soft hair sometimes scare me. This hair is not super soft. It does have a little bit of stiffness all throughout it. At the top it feels a little bit soft, but I think as I'm going down I'm getting a little bit of stiffer feel, which is very unique. But got my crochet needle right here. Not gonna do a lot of rambling. We just gonna get to the install of this twist out curl hair. So this is my braid pattern without me running my hands through it, and I do have 14 braids in my head. I'm not gonna say never, but I most definitely, for the most part, never go above 14. I typically stay somewhere between 11 and 14 braids in all my styles. So this is one package of hair. This is how it comes. It already comes in its kind of predetermined structure for you. And like I mentioned in the intro, the hair is a little bit of a different texture than I've ever installed, in the fact that it's very soft at the top, and then as it flows down, it gets very rigid. And I don't think I've ever tried a hair that kind of had the two different properties in one strand of hair, which, as you'll see, as I try to split the hair to see if I could split the hair, doesn't really work so well, because that rigidness, that very hard feeling at the bottom, does not make for a very splittable hair. So fortunately or unfortunately, depending how you look at it, you are going to have to install this hair as it comes in the package, so in the strands that are already predetermined. And when I say unfortunately, it's going to be unfortunate for those people who like to split the hair as they get to the top of their head. Sometimes, even myself, I like to split it in half when I get to the front, just for a natural look, for a hair to kind of have the volume kind of in the back and then kind of a lighter volume in the front. Doesn't look bad. You'll see the end result, but just so you are aware. Now, nothing about this install is different than the other hair that I've installed. What I am doing is I am pushing the crochet needle through my braid, attaching the crochet hair to the needle, pulling both the needle and the hair through, then taking the needle away from the situation and pulling the hair through either once or twice. You guys will see me throughout the install of this hair do it either way. You'll see me pull it through twice or pull it through the loop once. That is called knotting the hair. So I'm knotting the hair. I mean, for the majority of the hair, I'd say twice, but in some places, especially as I get towards the front and on the sides, I do it once. Again, going slower, I am just putting the crochet needle through. And again, this is the sides and the front. This is the front of my hair. So I'm going to pull one strand of the hair through. This is the loop that is here. I'm pulling one strand through, and that is what I call on this channel. If you've been familiar with my channel, I call that the Loveth Speaks method, and that is just the invisible knotting method. I'll link her video up above. Very simple. I do this in the front And typically on the sides, like so on the left side, on the right side, but especially in the front, in the parting spaces, in the back, really don't care. I'll loop the hair twice. You don't see it because it's up under the other hair. But in the front where people can see, this is what I always do. So this is what one pack of hair got me. One pack down, moving on to pack number 2. Now in this video, I'm focusing more on the front. I'm trying to get super up in camera as close as I can get. I know I'm no beauty can braid when it comes to the install videos because again, I'm having to be the camera woman and the model, but I wanted to get up close and personal in the camera just because I feel like I get a lot of comments saying, hey, my front never looks the same, or mine doesn't look as realistic in the front as yours does most of the time. And I think people think I'm doing something, you know, outrageous or something crazy or something unique. I'm really not. As I've always mentioned, I always do the invisible knot method in the front using the Love It Speaks method. Her video definitely helped me, and again, she wasn't doing anything outrageously crazy. She was doing something simple enough that really can make your knots in the front not look so, you know, crochet, if that's not a word, but let me have it. Let me run with that. So this is how much 2 packs got me. 2 packs done. Moving on to the 3rd pack. Now, regular subscribers of mine might be like, Leah, you're doing more installs than you normally do. You mainly focus on reviews. Why are you doing installs now? You guys know I'm not a big fan of doing installs. One, because I don't feel like I do anything special. You get kind of the same over here. I feel like it's very redundant, very repetitive. You guys might not feel that way. Let me know down below. But for me, it feels very redundant. It feels like I'm not doing anything special. I don't want to explore other braid patterns. I'm very comfortable in mine. People could be like, well, switch it up. I don't know how to switch it up. So sorry, you get what you get over here from me in that case. And 2, I kind of dislike doing installs just for the simple fact that more people watch my installs than they do the review. So this install could get, I don't know, 20,000 views, but then the review will actually only get 10. So that means people really like the hair, bought the hair, but then didn't watch the review, and this hair may actually suck. So I hate doing that because people will come back and be like, well, I bought this hair, it wasn't even all that good. Oh, I might know it's not good. I probably said it in my review video, you just didn't watch it. So again, that's why my channel for the last 5 years that I've had it has been mainly focused on reviews versus installs. But if you guys want to see more installs, let me know down below. Even if it's, I guess, redundant or I don't do anything special, let me know down below. You're gonna get a straight back braid pattern, just already FYI, know that's the case. So 3 packs done, moving on to the 4th pack. So now this is the finished look. This is what this install is giving you. Let me do a turnaround. I'm really feeling my curly hair situation. You do kind of a 360 again so you guys can see it. Of course, it is uneven. I have not put a single scissor to it. Scissors are here for the packaging, but I have not cut this hair because, of course, on the very first day, I want to show you how it looks literally right after install. So this is it. The install took roughly about, I never know how to gauge these things because I am filming, so I have to factor in setting the angles, pressing the record button, making sure I'm in frame, making sure it's not out of focus, and those types of things. But I will say it took me maybe about an hour 20. So with the braid down taking an hour 10, the install taking an hour 20, I'd say total time 2 hours 30. I think that is what it is for most of my installs. Again, it's pretty routine over here. 5 years deep with reviewing crochet hairs. It's really hard for me to have any variances with the time it takes. Now again, it'd be different if I switched up braid patterns, if I switched up a lot of different things. It'd take a little bit longer, a little bit shorter depending on those things, but consistently about 2 hours and 30 minutes is the average install time for me over here. Now I will say about this hair, it did not separate. As you saw from the very top of this video, it did not separate. So how most hair maybe you can like separate, what the issue is it's very soft up here, very soft, and then as you get down here, it is very rigid. This is very one thing you guys can't get through this camera is smell and touch. Smell and touch. You guys can see visually, you can hear me. I can make the hair make a crinkly sound, but I cannot tell and explain to you how tough and rigid this is. It's very rigid. If you try like the Bohemian braid by Free Tress or the Free Tress Water Wave, how some of those have that stiffness about them, that is what this has. At the very top though, very soft. It's very weird. So what the issue is it can separate up here, like separating up here, no issue. When you get to the bottom where it's rigid, so we're hitting the rigid part, it's so tough. Like this is so hard that it's hard. So you're not going to be able to split this hair, meaning you're going to have to install every single strand as is, which is no problem. But sometimes when I do get to the front for a more realistic look, I typically like to separate my hair out, just because most hair, how your normal hair flows, is that it's usually not thinner, but it's a little bit less full in the front, and then it gets full as volume goes back. So I like to do that with my crochet hair a lot of the times. It's just not possible with this hair just because of the rigidness that this hair has at the bottom. Another thing about this hair that I did notice on the first day is, as you can see in the curl itself, is it's a lot of black, and then it goes down to the 30 color here at the bottom, as you see, and as you see in my hair. The thing about it though, the 30 there isn't super a lot of the 30, which means that if I wanted to cut this hair, then I would potentially risk losing the color, the ombre, which is one of the big reasons I got it, was because I love this ombre color. If you're somebody who's like, what if I want a shorter style with this, then you're gonna have to just buy a solid color, because I see a lot of hairs do like a half and half situation. This is like 5/6 black, 1/6 the color of the 30. So just something to keep in mind. But in my hair, looks really good, looks very much so there. So I'm interested to see how I'm gonna finagle cutting some of this hair. I'm sure there's a way I can probably get rid of some of this at the bottom on that side, and some, of course, I'm gonna have to cut some of this on this side as well to get rid of that. Might just do that right now on camera. So I have to remember I did that for my first day thoughts. That is how overall this hair looks one day in. First day install. But if you're familiar with my channel, you know how I do over here. You know you're gonna get a full bodied review. Full body. This was an install. You're gonna know how this hair performs through water. I'm going to Key West next week. Key West, Florida. Water situations will be aplenty, and that's why I wanted to try said hair. So we're gonna see how this hair holds up in water, active wear, and overall whether I recommend it after wearing it for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. You guys will see if you stay locked in and subscribe to my channel. Just click that subscribe button down below and you'll be locked in, and turn on that notification bell as well, because you don't want to miss any of the content I bring for you over here. I think I bring you well-balanced, well-rounded content, and if you agree with that statement, give it a big thumbs up. Give it a big thumbs up even if you don't agree with that statement, you don't feel like my information is well-balanced or highly informative. Still give us a big thumbs up. We want all the love and support over here. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 so you can keep up with my shenanigans in real time, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Do it for the boy with a bag now. Movie star money making everybody act out. I don't lie to these women if I want them.